Hey, y'all, this is Wyatt McCubbin, and you're listening to the Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast with Aaron Schreiber.
Welcome to the Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast with Aaron Schreiber, brought to you by Arlo Revolution. Each week, Aaron connects melodies and memories with fans and artists from all genres of life. When all else in life is gone, only music will be left to leave the legacy of life's adventures. Please welcome your host for the Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast, Aaron Schreiber.
What's going on, everybody? All right. I'm excited. It's a good one tonight.
Yeah. Super excited.
So we want out while we are testing audio and everything else before we kick it off. I want to apologize for last week. We were supposed to have a live with Alana McCready on Tuesday, and we tried for like 45 minutes to get the connection right, and just did not get right. And finally, Jillian and I just said, you know what? Screw it. We're going to bed. We didn't even like post that we're rescheduling. Nothing. We're like, we're just going to bed. It was just one of them nights. So we are rescheduling with her. We'll have her back soon. So we're excited to be back tonight. Man, a lot has been going on. So we're excited. We'll talk about that a little later.
Yeah, we're good to go. Everything sounds good on our end. Yeah, let's get going.
Cool. All right, I'm ready. Hello and welcome everyone to season 5 of the Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast, a place where we connect melodies to memories. I'm your host, Aaron Schreiber.
And I'm your co-host, Jillian Schreiber.
Our mission tonight is to provide a platform for motivated singer-songwriters, passionate fans, or someone who is making a difference in and around the music community. We hope everyone listening leaves inspired with a positive outlook on life and begins connecting their own memories to melodies to memories. Tonight we are presented by our good friends at Arlo Revolution, cinematic wedding films, music videos, and promos. Find them at arlorevolution.com. One tree planted. For every 1,000 downloads of the show, we plant a tree with one tree planted. Download the show on your favorite podcast app today, and then Pod Decks. Pod Decks are the hottest tool to get your next great interview, unique interview questions in the palm of your hand. They'll play a nice little role in the show later on. And then our 2 on-screen sponsors, Art on a Higher Wire by Joelle, original and custom artwork inspired by her life moments, treasured photos, and memories, and Shed Services. At Shed Services, we offer a full range of maintenance services depending on your needs. Find them at shedservices.com. I did it good this week. Look at that. It wasn't a tongue twister for once. If you enjoy listening and are looking for ways to support or sponsor Gainin Fast on Memphis, then please head over to our Patreon page. We have new opportunities for on-air and on-screen sponsors. Man, tons of shit. It's tons of stuff. All right, whatever. We have the E for a reason. Check it out. Seriously, there's tons of stuff. Let's see. I get excited for tonight, dude. Getting a little warmed up. So yeah, check that out. Tons of stuff over there. If you guys are listening to the show on streaming platform, though, check us out on Monday, Tuesdays. You get the show live. I mean, hell, you get to hear stuff like that, and it's probably gonna be edited out and post. So, but yeah, you get to have a little fun and interact with each guest each week, ask questions, and just interact with the show. It's a lot of fun to watch the show just kind of happen live in front of you. So definitely a cool thing to check out. We do thank all of our sponsors for continued support and growth of the show. Tonight we're gonna welcome in. It's gonna be a good one, guys. I promise you, it's gonna be a really good one. I think he told me this is like his first podcast or something. So we're gonna break him in, but it's gonna be a good one, man. We're gonna have some good stories.
Yeah.
But today we welcome in singer-songwriter Brian McConnell. Influence on classic rock and grinding it out in the LA club scene, Brian is no stranger to the music industry, and his resume is one to dream about by young dreamers, young rock dreamers. Man, I can't even read my own writing sometimes, man. I love it. From the Playboy Mansion to Van Halen and country music, we are honored to discuss the melodies and memories that make up his journey. Let's welcome on Brian McConnell.
Can you hear me?
What's up, brother? Hey, how you doing?
What's up, Aaron? Good to see you, man.
Dude, I'm excited for tonight, man. I know we've been talking about this for a while now.
I know, man. That's like I figured I'd probably run into you in Nashville before now, but
Are you down in Nashville now?
No, I'm not. I'm in Chester County, Pennsylvania now, but I just flew in,
Nice.
so I was down there recording some new music. So
Oh, dude, we're ready for that. So,
I'm back. Yeah, we got some really good stuff coming out.
man, I'm excited, man. So, welcome to the show. Like I said, excited to have you. My first question, I always throw it way back. I want to know your earliest music memory, man. What was going on in the house when you're growing up? Maybe what your parents were listening to.
Oh man, great question. I grew up listening to everything, and for some reason, I always remember a lot of Motown being played in the house. Grew up on like the Commodores, Lionel Richie, Billy Joel too, and
Nice.
I guess my parents were listening to singer-songwriters like that, and I still go out and play all that stuff live.
Yeah.
So the country music thing didn't really happen for me until I kind of thank George Strait's bus driver for that. I was on tour with Van Halen and doing tour management, and my bus driver was George Strait's bus driver for years. And I couldn't sleep in the bunk or in the bed in the back because just driving overnight, I'd get motion sickness. So I'd sit in the front captain's seat, and he would tell me stories about George Strait, and we'd listen to George Strait. And it just felt comforting, I guess, in a way. And everything with Van Halen was so loud and fast all the time. It was really nice to kick back to some George Strait. And I just fell in love with country music right then and there. So I started listening to more, and then of course moving to Nashville and writing it.
Yeah. Dude, that's an awesome story about that. What was your first concert experience? You remember? Like, how old were you and when it was?
First concert experience was the Beastie Boys.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
License to Ill, bro. Am I aging myself?
Yeah.
Dude,
Well, if you are, we
I
are.
think I saw the same.
Don't drop me off. Do you remember when parents used to drop their kids off and come back like 3 hours later?
I was telling someone the other day, one thing I remember about that is going to the mall and collect calling. And I remember always picking up the phone and calling my mom, collect. And then when they would say, who's calling? You'd be like, Mom, pick me up. And just hang up.
Collect call. Don't know about it
Something
anymore.
our kids will never know about.
No.
Oh, I heard that.
So what if you remember, if you go back to that Beastie Boys concert, what was the one thing when you walked away that night after the show was all said and done that you just had in your head that you're like, damn, like what was it? What captivated you that night?
You know, it was just the excitement and all the people and stuff. And I just, from a very early age, I wanted to do that. I always tell people, my parents had moved when we were young, and I think we had a long drive. We stayed at some Holiday Inn somewhere, and I was a kid. And I snuck down to the bar at the Holiday Inn, and there was this guy sitting there playing guitar and singing. And I remember watching through the window and being like, I want to do that. So it's kind of funny every time I play the Holiday Inn. Mom, I made it,
Yeah.
It comes full circle.
I don't play the Holiday Inn anymore, but I mean, I will. Ask me to.
Yeah, right. Wherever you could go. That's awesome, man. So are you originally from Pennsylvania?
Originally from Pennsylvania, yeah. Actually,
Nice.
yeah.
What part?
Allegheny is, I guess, southeast of Buffalo.
Okay.
I grew up in National Forest, but then relocated to Chester County, grade school, high school.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
All my family's from about an hour south of Pittsburgh.
Split town for 20 years.
It's exciting, right?
Yeah.
My family's all from about an hour south of Pittsburgh. So we were always in kind of the western state of Pennsylvania a lot. Like around Pittsburgh, we go to old amusement parks and stuff. It was awesome.
We're neighbors.
That's what this hat is, a Wheeling, West Virginia hat. So that's why I always rock.
Oh, absolutely love it.
So what brought you out to LA, or what kind of got you out in that direction? Was that where your music your music journey started? Was out in that way?
Yeah, I was working for MTV right out of college in Manhattan. And make a long story short, they sent me out to the MTV Beach House to do some interviews and stuff like that, some VJ spots and production assistant work, and I fell in love with
a stunt double or something.
Yeah, no. I just fell in love with LA, and I had never been out there before. So the show that I was working on got canceled, and they said, come back to New York, we'll find something for you. And I said, nah, I think I'm going to hang here in LA. So, I was young. I probably wouldn't have made that move with no money in my pocket today. But I guess back then, when you're 23 years old, you don't really think about that kind of thing.
Mm-mm.
It's funny. We talk about MTV. One of the VJs I remember, I'll date myself, was Jesse, dude. Remember that guy?
Oh, Jesse. Yeah.
He was crazy, dude.
Yeah, crazy Jesse.
That's awesome, man.
Love
So you played a lot. I'm reading a lot of clubs out there. Man, I'm trying to read. My eyes are all crazy tonight. Viper Room, Roxy, and then I saw you play the Playboy Mansion a couple of times, which is wild. Tell me about some memories you have from maybe each one of those venues, and
have at the Playboy.
How you met Robbie from the Doors too, man? Because that was a cool little story.
Yeah, man, it was pretty crazy. I went out there and I started a band, and we did it old school back then, man. There was no internet, there was no Facebook. I had to hand out thousands of flyers to sell out the Roxy. The Roxy only holds about 500 people, but it's a really super cool club. Yeah. And at the time, it was very hard to get into, and you got to pack the room or you'll never be asked back. So I did a numbers thing, man, and I was just passing out flyers left and right. And I figured if I handed out 5,000 flyers, like you might get 500 people there, and we did every time. So a lot of legwork, grassroots kind of thing, but always a good time.
Man, that's when music meant something, man. I grew up in the 90s for music. I still remember I'm from Chicago, and that's where we kind of do the show at now. One of the first bands I remember ever was this little garage band, and I got a cassette single with one song on each side, and they sent me a whole box of like 200 cassettes. I was supposed to go hand it out, and it was Disturbed.
Oh, yes. There you go.
I still have a couple of those original cassettes, though, but Disturbed, it was a Chicago band, and they were just a little local band just handing out these cassettes, and I was on their street team. I was like, this is cool. I'll do this. But all grassroots back then, dude.
Totally, man. Yeah, it's crazy now. You can just post it and everybody knows. Makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
Right. So tell me about the Viper Room a little bit. That's about Roxy. Let me know about the Viper Room. Do you have any cool stories about playing out there, just hanging out there?
Yeah, the Roxy, the Viper Room, the Key Club, Whiskey A Go-Go. What was really cool about that is, let me tell you this story. If you're a Doors fan, I got to perform with the Doors and Robert Krieger, the guitar player from the Doors, wrote Light My Fire and all that. But he was a fan of the band, and we were packing the house on Sunset. And I remember I was playing golf with him one time, and he said, what are you doing tonight? It was a Friday night. I said, I got the Roxy sold out tonight. Got to be there for sound check in an hour. I was like, you coming? He's like, yeah. I was like, you better bring your guitar. And he did. And we did some rowdy Doors songs with the band over sound check. And he would jump on stage with us at the Roxy, the Viper Room, Whiskey A Go-Go, Key Club. It was really cool, man. It kind of like helped me establish a name for myself at the time. Yeah. I guess it gave me a little bit of street cred in LA.
Yeah, dude.
Sure.
Oh, you got to do from the Doors playing with you. That's a hell of a lot of street cred.
That was a cool moment. It was definitely one of them.
So how did you get hooked up with the Playboy Mansion, man, and get to play out there, man? 'Cause that's like, honestly, that's like a dream. I got to tell you. You got to tell me one cool story that you got out of that place, dude.
You know what? Everything in hindsight seems to seems to be a lot cooler than it is. It's
kind of like don't meet your heroes type thing.
I mean, it wasn't cool, but it was a good time. I guess a couple of the girls used to come to the shows, and I think one of them asked me if I was interested in doing a charity event at the Playboy Mansion. And obviously, the Playboy Mansion is the one gig I never had to pay my band for.
Yeah.
Probably couldn't have anybody.
We'll do it for free. We're good.
Yeah, I was like, but hey guys, this is a non-paying gig. I don't care. Can we bring a friend?
How many guesses we get?
I got a +3. So no, it was always good. Always catered by Wolfgang Puck. This was the Playboy Mansion when it was the Playboy Mansion before they sold it.
Yeah. So
I think it was cool, man. I think the coolest part of the whole thing was having Hugh Hefner introduce you. Like there's one thing like I wanted to always just see the guy or meet the guy, have him introduce you, and then get up there and play some songs of the Playboy Mansion. It was pretty cool.
That's badass. That's just cool.
It's a good party there.
I can only imagine, right? Now, so what led you to David Lee Roth in '99, man? Kind of hooking up with him.
Dave left me a message on my voicemail, and he wanted to know where all the girls were tonight. And I'm like, really? My friends are like, David Lee Roth just left you a voicemail wondering where the party is, bro. And yeah, so I mean, I was kind of connected then. We were selling out all these places in Sunset, playing the Playboy Mansion, running around at all these Hollywood Hills celebrity parties. And Dave at the time seemed to be like in limbo, so to speak. And you know, we started hanging out and going to clubs, and yeah, it's one of those things where he gained my trust, and like I did his, and you know, I just slowly started doing more and more stuff for him.
Dude, that's awesome. It was cool just kind of researching a little bit for this, and like, so you started tour managing with Van Halen, but
well,
I read you played a pretty vital role of getting them back together. Was it 2007-ish or so? Tell me about your role with them, dude.
2006, but we did the tour. The reunion tour was 07, 08. Now it took a year to get on tour, you know, maybe even a year and a half. Some people don't realize that, like, when you sell out every arena twice in North America, it takes a little while to get the production going.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a lot of work involved, and yeah, one day, you know, I got Eddie to come over to Dave's for some barbecue, and they got together for the first time in 23 years over at Dave's house. And that was the first time I met Ed, and what an awesome guy Eddie is. I can't say enough about him. But they got back together, man. I mean, it was hard to keep the train on the tracks. It was definitely part of my job to keep Dave moving forward with the whole thing. Obviously contractually, and a lot of nitpicking here and there, but we finally did it, man. And thank God we did. It was a hell of a lot of fun.
Oh, I can only imagine. I mean, having all those guys back together like that, and especially on that tour. And man, dude, Eddie, dude, give me a memory you have of Eddie, or just a funny story, maybe you kind of between you and him.
I got a lot of funny stories of Ed, but the one I like to tell is that you know, they're from like the Copenhagen, Denmark area, or somewhere up there, and Al and Ed would always, you know, greet people with a kiss on the cheek. And Ed used to come up to me and kiss me on the cheek, either side, you know. But one day he had a little bit too much to drink, and he kissed me on the lips. And I was like, bro, he kissed me on the lips. And you know, he was like, you liked it. And I told my buddy, I said, I think Eddie just kissed me on the lips. And he's like, well, if you're going to get kissed by a guy,
might as well make it him, right?
I love it. Hey, dude, right? Rock out, dude. That's awesome. I love that.
Eddie was awesome. He was great. He was great.
Cool.
So when did you start writing, dude? When do you think you wrote your first song? Do you remember writing your first song, or just kind of what kind of geared you for that?
Well, yeah, the first real full song that I ever wrote was called Hollywood 911. And it's kind of what got me into music. It was sort of that, it helped me pack the clubs in LA. And it was a big rock song because I wanted to start a rock band. And then all the newspapers and stuff and the trade magazines in LA would always pigeon me as some country guy or like Bruce Springsteen. And I'm like, I'm in a rock band. And so whatever it was. But this song Hollywood 911, actually going back to Robbie Krieger, I showed it to him one night in his car after I helped him sing Roadhouse Blues with his band, but down in Venice Beach. And I played it for him in the car, and he just thought, like, this song has to be on the radio, da-da-da. How am I going to get it there? I said, why don't you play guitar on it? And he did. He came to the studio. He played guitar on it. So there's a version out there somewhere, Hollywood 911 with Robert Krieger. That was the first song I really ever wrote, which to this day still might be the best song I ever wrote. I don't know. I'm writing some good songs, but it's a good first song.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a Love Letters fan, man. I love that one.
Oh yeah, well, Love Letters. I wrote that with my buddy James Kelly and Tubby Kirshner, and it's a personal song, but it's just interesting how that worked out. Sometimes you go into a write and you got an idea and you don't know what's going to come out, but I think we hit a home run with that one. I really love that one. I'm going to play that one for you guys today.
Hell yeah, man. So we're sharing some pictures real quick. I just want to bring up Rob Snyder, dude. You have had a few pictures with him. I know you played Revival a few times.
Oh yeah,
how'd you get hooked up with, how'd you get hooked up with Rob, dude? He's a good friend of the shows.
Yeah, you've interviewed Rob here, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, Rob's a good buddy of mine from home here, Chester County, Pennsylvania. We're both from Westchester, so we used to play all the bars for no money, hustling. We used to do gigs together a lot around home. And then, Rob would let me crash his place in Nashville every once in a while when I was coming out, and we started writing together. And Rob's great. Big Rob's the best.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Yeah.
Rob's like family to me.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, same here. He let us actually take over Revival last September, and we had a blast, dude.
Awesome.
It was a blast. So, let's see. Let's go this way. We'll run over a little bit. I'm good with that. Sorry, I'm mumbling over myself. Tell me a little bit of story, dude. I was reading about this Grammy benefit and Billy Joel for Billy Joel, and something about you getting to sing with Garth Brooks or something. I mean, no big deal, but
right?
Tell me how all this came about, dude.
Oh man, that was interesting. I got a phone call. I won this trade magazine thing. They said that I was the #1 country artist in LA at the time, Music Connection magazine or something. And I was like, man, I'm a rock singer, but what do I win? They're like, you get to sing with Garth Brooks it was a pre-Grammy benefit honoring Music Cares, honoring Billy Joel. They do it every year. They have a different artist that they spotlight. And then they have all the other artists come up and, play his songs. So Billy Joel is sitting in the front row. I think Hugh Hefner and his 7 blonde girlfriends are next to him. And I'll never forget the Bon Jovi, Richie and John went on acoustic before us. And then Tony Bennett went on, and I got to meet Tony Bennett standing there backstage, which was pretty cool. And then Garth comes up, and we did Goodnight Saigon together for Billy Joel and the rest of the A-listers in the house, which was very cool. It's another good story.
Dude, that is awesome.
Great dude.
Yeah.
Great dude.
I heard nothing but good things out of him.
Yeah.
That is awesome, dude. So what's in store for you this year, man, for 2022? Are you going to get out, play some shows? Are you recording some new music? I think I saw you're hanging out with Saxman Studios out there in Nashville. So tell me what's coming up for you.
Well, yeah, obviously focused on my summer, and I play quite a bit in the summertime. That's the hustle there. Mostly down in Delaware. I've got a beach house down in southern Delaware, so I'll be down there quite a bit. But moving around, I'm playing Floribama for spring break. Nice. St. Patty's Day weekend. I'm booked the 18th, 19th, and 20th that weekend at Floribama. And yeah, recording with Grady Saxman at Saxman Studios, and just blessed to be there with those guys. They're such a great team, and I'm just so excited to be doing that. Just recorded 3 new songs. Tomorrow I leave for the mountains. We're going to the Poconos.
Very cool.
Yeah, I rented this lake house out in the woods, and I'm flying out. Oh, some other people you might know. Flying out James Kelly and Ryan Nelson.
Yes,
and
we know Ryan.
They're coming out to the cabin, and we're gonna drink beer and write songs for a week. So it should be fun. Dude.
Well, tell Ryan you're just on this show, and man, he'll
yeah, he's a friend. That's funny. That's awesome. Well,
wait, he's listening, or maybe he's at Whiskey Jam. It is Monday.
Yeah, he's somewhere out in Nashville. No, I'm a huge Ryan Nelson fan, man, and dude's just talented as hell. And same with James Kelly, dude, another talent man. You guys are gonna.
Lucky to be writing with these guys. It's fun. The writing process in Nashville is funny. I try to keep a low profile a lot, man. And I want to write with my friends. I want to write with people that I like. I'm not trying to write with everybody, although that's what they say you got to do. But I just want to build relationships and write with cool people and write good songs, man.
I love that, dude. Love that, man. Well, we're excited to see what comes out of this. Definitely this writing trip you got coming out, because that's gonna be some stories.
Yeah, it'll be good, I'm sure.
I have a feeling I'll be back in the studio soon.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, I'm definitely. I know a lot of the Trey Lewis guys, so that's why I saw you out there at Sax. Man, good friends with like his tour manager Matt Burrell and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, actually, what's funny, when I was cutting Love Letters, they were cutting Dick Down in Dallas.
Okay.
Nice, dude.
We were there at the same time.
Love what that song did.
Funny how
Putting out the hits, you know.
Yeah. Oh, it's a small world.
It's a small world, you know.
All right, we're gonna move on to our sponsored section of the night, our Powered by Pod Deck section. Earlier tonight, I drew 2 cards out of the deck, and our first one was: if you're leaving on tour in the morning, what essential items do you put in your backpack? Could be with the Van Halen tour or any other tour. If you're going out on tour, what are you taking with you in your backpack?
Oh man, what I want to say and what I'm gonna say are 2 different things.
It's a PG show.
We'll stretch to the PG.
Okay, PG-13. PG-13.
You know, I guess my guitar and a black T-shirt.
There you go. That's what every good rocker needs, right?
Yeah.
And a good pair of jeans.
Yeah.
Maybe clean underwear. No.
I'll put my dog.
Depends on who you ask.
I worked hospitality for a while at a theater by us, and I was in charge of the riders and going shopping, and I was always so surprised. But then after a while, I got to know. But socks was like the biggest item on a rider, and I'm like, because these guys they throw their socks away after every show.
Yeah.
They just get new socks at the next venue. I'm like, dude, that's genius, because you don't have to wash them.
Right, exactly. I'll tell you a story. The first time I was on the Van Halen tour, well, this was actually with David Lee Roth tour before Van Halen, because I toured with him solo for years before. But I remember having like 3 suitcases because we're leaving for the summer, and like putting them on the bus. And Dave looked at me and was like, "Who brought the new kid?"
You never bring that much.
Every summer, I just lived out of a backpack.
Yeah. Lesson learned.
Shirts and a pair of jeans. You're good.
Yep.
When you were out with Van Halen, what was the most oddest thing you thought they had on their rider? You could talk about.
Well, I can tell you the real story about the brown M&Ms if you want to know.
Okay.
Because you know that big rock and roll thing.
Yeah.
Brown M&Ms thing. Well, yeah, Dave was pretty particular about details. Which is why I suffer from PTSD. But anyway, he said he wanted in the rider, he wanted a bowl of M&Ms with the brown ones taken out. So when he got to the, I can see him stewing in the limo the whole way over there. It's just going, I know they're in there. I know they're in there. So he gets to the backstage, and the brown M&Ms are in there. So he's not going to play the show. Now, granted, he sold out Texas Stadium or something. Who knows? But he didn't play the show. They tried to sue him, but he won because there's the brown M&Ms were taken out. And Dave's point was, if you're missing that small detail, what else are you missing? And it's a good point.
It is a good point, actually.
Yeah.
A little micromanagement, but good point.
It's all about perspective, yeah.
I was on the road with him. We always had to have one glazed donut on a paper plate wrapped in cellophane. And Dave used to want me to go in the limo with him to the venue right before the show. But I said, I was always trying to get there before or phone call people to make sure that the glazed donut was on a paper plate wrapped in cellophane, because you'd be surprised he would flip if it was on a glass plate or it wasn't wrapped in cellophane. So it was detail oriented, and it had to be that way. And that's how he checked everybody's work.
Dude, that's a good point.
It's a good theory. That. It's a good theory. Yeah.
I love that,
a little traumatic.
It's crazy, yeah.
All right. So here's another good one. Kind of goes with the first one. Other than your instrument, what is one item that you must have on stage with you when you perform?
A beer.
All right. You got to keep that whistle wet somehow, huh?
Yeah. Oh, something, maybe some whiskey. I don't know. I try to tone it back a little bit, but you gotta loosen up too.
Well, I liked his answer: whiskey and weed pens over here.
kids aren't around, so
Yeah, hey.
That's my 9 to 5. I work at a dispensary here in the Chicago area. So,
all right. You want my address?
yeah, we'll have to hang out someday. All right, dude. So our next segment that we're gonna do is called Connecting Melodies with Memories. I like to kind of guess maybe your age early and try to get a few high school songs. But I got 4 songs. We're gonna play a few seconds of each song. First memory you get of this song, we'll talk.
Okay.
Go ahead and play. Poison every rose. When you hear that song, dude, where does it take you?
Hey, you know what's funny about that? It takes me absolutely to my bedroom in grade school. Yeah, I was probably in 8th grade, and I got my first boom box.
Okay.
The lights and the disco lights on it. I mean, the thing was huge, man. The one, and it had the tape cassette. I put the tape in there, man, and just played that song on repeat.
I loved Poison. I loved Brett
You
Michaels.
thought you were gonna go somewhere else with 8th grade in the boombox.
Go figure. Shriver puts on a Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh band.
All right, go ahead and play the next one.
So love the one you got, cause you might get run over or you might get shot. Never stop.
Sublime. What I got? If you hear that one, where does that take you?
That reminds me of when I first moved to LA and how much I hated Sublime.
That's a memory.
No, it's like here's what happened. When I moved to LA in 96, I think 96 or 97, Sublime was big. Everybody was trying to be Sublime.
Mm-hmm.
So you had all this ska reggae stuff going on, and it just wasn't my thing. I love reggae music. My favorite artist and the thing I listen to the most when I just want to chill or I'm at the beach or something is Bob Marley.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, he's in his own genre. He's the greatest. But I don't do the ska reggae thing. And I know I appreciate it. I just it just reminds me of oh, do I have to fall into this? Do you know what I mean? Because all the ska reggae bands were packing the house, and I'm like, I'm not going to do that.
My Boss Tones, all those guys back in the day. I know how I remember all that.
Oh, they had their day.
Hit green first on that.
Your heroes for ghosts.
Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here, man. When you hear that, dude, it has to take you. What's that memory?
Oh, that reminds me of I get PTSD hearing that because it reminds me of the time I dropped acid.
Love it, dude.
It does, yeah.
I can only imagine. That was interesting.
Can't listen to Pink Floyd or Led Zeppelin ever again.
Yes.
All right, go ahead and play that last one. You're gonna like this last one.
Is it yellow?
Yeah. All right, dude. Run with the Devil, dude. When you hear that song comes on, where does it take you?
Now I have total PTSD.
He's gonna rock himself to sleep tonight after this episode.
Yeah. Oh well, the book I'm gonna write is called "Ran with the Devil." So
I don't doubt that, man.
Yeah.
Were you a fan of that song before you worked with the guys?
Bro, it's so funny because I was a huge Van Halen fan. I mean, I'm not like a huge fan of anything. Like I love that music, and I used to crank it in the car in high school, and then to be able to tour with those guys and live with those guys, it was definitely surreal. But I don't listen to Van Halen anymore.
Had enough.
It's it's one of those things.
I don't blame you.
On the radio, I guess if I smoked enough or drank enough, I would crank it up. But
I don't blame you one bit.
I try to. Every time I hear Dave sing, I hear him yelling at me.
No.
That's why the minute you hear that Running with the Devil, he's like, oh, he cringed a little bit.
Yeah. Oh God.
Well, before we get you to play a song, we're going to do our hot seat real quick. It's 60 seconds. It's kind of a little bit what we just did. I'm going to ask a question. The first thing that comes to your mind, spit it out. We'll see how fast we get through these questions.
Oh, no.
The first...
Ash, you here for this?
First vinyl you ever purchased?
Beatles.
One song you wish you wrote. Oh, what was that?
I don't know which.
No,
I know what the first vinyl I purchased was. Def Leppard, Pyromania.
Okay.
What's one song you wish you wrote?
Let It Be.
Ooh, all right. Who has the best pizza you ever had?
New Haven and Westchester.
The strangest thing you've ever seen in the middle of the road?
I don't know. A deer.
Ask Ryan Nelson what his answer was.
Oh, I don't even want to.
I think he said a naked person, but it was him.
No. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, probably. Yeah.
What was the first car you ever owned?
What's that?
The first car you ever owned?
A Honda Accord.
Nice. What's one thing people buy that you think is a waste of money?
Everything.
On all your first dates, where was the coolest place you ever went on a first date?
Playboy Mansion.
I love it. That might be the most epic answer we've ever had on that.
Yeah. The first date, the Playboy Mansion doesn't suck.
What TV show or game show would you want to host?
Family Feud.
Ooh, that would be a good one, dude. What's your favorite microwavable food?
Mac and cheese.
Oh, all right. Our last one is the big one, though. But you've got to play the Playboy Mansion, sing with Garth, dude. Was out there with Van Halen. What's something that's still on your music bucket list that you want to kind of achieve or accomplish before you kind of hang it up?
A number one, whether I sing it or somebody else cuts it.
Okay. I think you're on the right path this weekend with these guys you're writing with this week.
That's the goal, man.
So, dude, I love that. I love that answer too, because everybody has that different goal, and just, man, whatever we can do to help you get to that, we'll do, man.
I appreciate it. You guys do for all the artists out there trying to make a name for themselves. It's really cool.
Man, we love it. We love to give you guys a platform. We're just a fan of the music, dude, and definitely, I mean, radio and the good shit. So,
what it's about.
All right, man. So we decided we're paid vacation. We talked a little bit about that. Tell me where this song came from and kind of set it up for us.
This was a song I wrote with James Kelly down in Nashville, but this song's about I guess the cool thing once you get to establish yourself as a songwriter or singer-songwriter and get to play for people and book venues for money, you get to go wherever you want. And I've played a lot of resorts all over the world, from Tahiti, Mexico, the Cayman Islands, and every single time I would go down there, it was kind of like, well, you going down to make money or not? And I'm like, well, it doesn't matter because I'm going to make money and I'm going to break even, but it's a paid vacation, right? So it doesnwant matter. Yeah. And that's what the song's about.
I love that, man. All right, we're going to give you the stage, dude. We'll be back after this song.
You want me to play it now? Oh. You want me to play it? Yeah? All right. Booked every night at the beach bar, still sleeping out in my car. Worry about the money when the tide keeps rolling in. Chalkboard's got the name wrong, drinks keep coming in too strong. Some might say I'm crazy cause I've been working on a paid vacation, living in an old shoes nation down in a tropical destination, filling up a tip jar with my guitar. If you can't get to my location, find me on your radio station, singing songs about the time I'm wasting working on a paid vacation. Gotta clock in by sunset, ain't even caught a buzz yet, and I got all day long to catch a tan. I'm out here kicking it poolside, taking it in, taking my time, selling out without working for the man. Working on a paid vacation, living in no shoes station down in a tropical destination, filling up a tip jar with a guitar. If you can't get to my location, find me on your radio station, sing songs about the time I'm wasting, working on a paid vacation, paid vacation, paid vacation. Retired for a living, now I'm living cause I'm working on a paid vacation, working on a paid vacation, living in a no shoes nation down in a tropical destination, filling up a tip jar with my guitar. If you can't get to my location, find me on your radio station, singing songs about the time I'm wasting, working on a paid vacation, paid vacation, paid vacation. Retired for a living, now I'm living cause I'm working on a paid vacation.
Dude.
Such a fun song.
I'm
So
loving
fun.
that.
Love
dude.
that song.
That was grooving
Fun
over
song.
here. I love it, man. Dude, well, we're gonna wrap up this live show. We're gonna do the Patreon after show real quick, but I'm gonna let everybody know before anybody logs off or anything else. We normally do the Patreon after show where it's just on Patreon. You have to pay for it through Patreon.net. We're gonna do it live tonight on this platform, on Facebook and on the Patreon page, just so everybody can see it, because I'm having a blast. I'm in a good mood, dude. I want everybody to hear these songs. These are some badass songs that will be coming out.
Thanks, Aaron. I'm having a blast and I'm in a good mood too, bro.
Yay!
Yeah. We're just gonna reset the feed here in a second and everything else. So actually, I don't even know if we're gonna reset the feed. I think we're just gonna. No, yeah, I'm gonna have to Okay.
Are we gonna keep on? Am I gonna play some more songs?
You know what?
Yep. Well, hold on.
No, let's just keep rolling with it. Yeah, we'll just keep rolling with it.
You can share the link in Patreon.
But I'll still do the whole thing. All right.
Yep.
We're gonna do that then. I'm gonna just switch my little branding over real quick. now it looks like we're on the Patreon after show, but we normally do this thing live about 5 minutes after the live show ends. We'll switch over to the Patreon after show and kind of wrap things up while we're recording. But like I said, everybody tonight was watching. I'm in a damn good mood, and I think we just have fun.
Thank you for being so interactive, everybody. That was awesome.
We appreciate it. So we got a couple more songs for you guys tonight. The next one up is one that I mentioned a little earlier, Love Letters. You said it was one of your favorites. It's personal. Tell us a little more about that song, where it came from, and set it up for us.
Yeah. So I was talking to my buddy James Kelly. He was down in Nashville and I was down in Delaware, and I was saying, we got to write songs. I said, I have this song a title called Love Letters. And then I said, you know what? I have this ex-girlfriend that used to write me these love letters all the time, and I used to save them. And let me go read them, and maybe there's something in there that we could write about. Well, I sat around a campfire that night, and I read each and every one of them. But every time I read one, I burn it in the fire. So I
love it.
I talked to James, and James said, did you find anything to write about? And I said, nah, man, I just burn them all. And he said, that's the song, man. That's the one. Let's write about that. So that's pretty much how that came about.
I love it, man. We're going to give you the stage for that one. We'll come right back after Love Letters, dude.
Yep. I saved every one of those pre-and-posted notes. Sometimes I read them and try to make sense of what you wrote. Was it I miss you or I love you? Or you just blowing the smoke? You ain't here to tell me now, so guess I know. You never meant any word you say, so I'm putting out an old flame. Gonna get you out of my head. If it takes all night to the next day, with a match in 100 proof, get me closer to over you. I don't know what it is, but I feel better burning these love letters. Like a one you left on the windshield and on the bench seat in my truck. The heart you drew on the window the night we fogged it up. Stuck to the nightstand next to my bed, saying forever is never enough. I guess it wasn't enough. You never meant any word you said, so I'm putting out an old flame. Gonna get you out of my head if it takes all night until the next day, with a match and 100 proof to get me closer to hope for you. I don't know what it is, but I feel better burning these love letters. The embers dance and the ashes disappear. More and more it's coming clear. Never meant any word you said, so I'm putting out an old flame. Gonna get you out of my head if it takes all night until the next day, with a match and 100 proof. Let me closer to hope for you. I don't know what it is, but I feel better. I don't know what it is, damn, I feel better burning these love letters. Burning these love letters. Burning these love letters.
Man, dude, like I said, I think that's one of my personal favorites. Judy over here in the chat, totally agree with you. Definitely love that one, man.
iTunes, it's out there, yeah.
Dude, it's gonna be going on our playlist soon too. After this podcast, I promise you that.
I really appreciate that,
dude, because it's one that I can resonate. I mean, everybody has those love letters, dude.
I know. I was just thinking, I parents probably still have a box in my closet full of all my love letters from high school. I'm sure 20 years ago.
It's funny because when we put that out, I've never had a response like that where I had people messaging me from all over the world, like, I can relate, you know, thank you. I'm going to burn them now.
Yes. Like giving us permission, right? Get rid of them.
I love that, man.
Whatever.
Cool.
So tell me a little bit about the next one, man. Once Upon a Lime. Where did this song come from, man? I love the title. I haven't heard it yet, but I love the title. So I'd love to hear the backstory of this song.
Yeah, this is great.
When the story starts with that.
Out in Nashville, not long ago, just a little while ago, a couple weeks ago, and I had to get back to record this song. It just spoke to me. I spent a lot of time down in Mexico, down in Cabo, and I just said, you know, when I heard the hook "Once Upon a Lime," I said, okay, that's about losing the girl in Cabo. And so yeah, we came up with this. And what's cool is now, well, I guess it's cool, but I'm now planning the trip to Cabo to go shoot the music video, and bookvip.com, and they're gonna like help me out and put me up in some resort or something. But yeah, we're gonna go to Cabo. We're gonna shoot the video, and I just, you know, sometimes you write a song and you just like, yeah, that's it.
I love that, man. Yeah, I'm excited to hear it just from hearing that story, man. I love it, like when you feel the song before you even hear the song. I love that.
Yeah,
you know those lyrics, dude.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites right now. But all my new ones are always my favorite. You know, it's like this is great. I think it's gonna be great. We recorded it the other day at Saxon Studios, and It came out awesome.
Dude, cannot wait, dude. All right, we're gonna give you the stage, man. We're excited, dude. Once Upon a Lime.
Once Upon a Lime. She was working on a 10 toes in the sand. We weren't worried about nothing. She was holding my hand under a bamboo fan. I tell you, man, it was something. It must have been love. Still think about those days. Once upon a lime, our first night down in Cabo, we were drinking and eating tacos, sipping on sunshine. Once upon a lime, just like we were living in heaven, going all in and rolling sevens. I wish I could turn back time. Once upon a lime. Now I'm back on the farm in a stone, a barn, and the blue skies turn gray. I'd give anything now to go back somehow when we were riding that way. Once upon a lime, our first night down in Cabo, we were drinking and eating tacos, sipping on sunshine. Once upon a lime, just like we were living in heaven, going all in and rolling sevens. I wish I could turn back time to somewhere south of the border, walking that coastline. Once upon a lime. Once upon a lime, our last night down in Cabo, we were drinking and eating tacos, sipping on sunshine. Once upon a lime, just like we were living in heaven, going all in and rolling sevens. I wish I could turn back time somewhere south of the border, walking that coastline. Somewhere south of the border, she was mine. Once upon a lime. Once upon a lime.
Dude, I love that. Any song with tacos in it, definitely.
Oh, man. Like, the fact that we could like throw tacos in it and like make it cool was like I was won over by that, you know.
I knew there'd be a little bit of a taco story there.
Tacos, man. Who doesn't like that?
That's a great song.
Man. Dude,
yeah,
I can't
great
wait.
song.
I can just imagine the video in my head as it's going.
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
it's gonna nail it. It's so badass. Brian, man, I appreciate tonight, man, and spending the last hour your time with us. Man, we greatly appreciate it, dude. I've been looking forward to this for a long time. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Aaron. Thank you guys for all you guys do for everybody down in Nashville and getting everybody out there and in Memphis and all that. And you know, I can't thank you more. I'm just honored to be with you, and can't wait to have a beer in Nashville with you, man.
Dude, we're gonna get together sometime.
We only got friends, man.
Hell yeah, dude. We'll definitely next time you're down, we'll have to get together, meet out there. I'll send you a little thing, and maybe we'll be down in March. We'll have to see.
That sounds good, man. Definitely.
All right, dude. Well, we appreciate it, man. You have an amazing night and
enjoy your trip.
Yeah, oh, dude.
Thank you. I'll
tell
Tell Ryan we said hi. Yeah.
Be a fly on a wall.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's gonna be a badass time, man. Enjoy it. Have a great time, and we'll talk again soon. I promise you. when that new music is coming out, dude, we'll have you back on for a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Appreciate that. That'd be awesome.
Dude, you have a great night, dude. Appreciate it.
Cheers.
Take
Peace.
care.
Thanks, dude. That was fun.
He was so much
why
fun.
Are you so low in the corner there? You're like all the way down the corner over there.
Not important.
Dude, yeah, it was
I bet
fun.
he's got, I don't know if he was joking about the whole book thing, but I bet he's got some amazing stories. He's done a lot. I think that's cool.
Dude, just all this stuff. Like we could have had like another hour of
I'm
stories.
sure.
I mean,
I'm sure.
easily another hour of stories from him. It's just amazing.
No,
stuff,
he was fun, and his songs are fun. He's a great guy,
dude,
for sure.
That was a fun time.
Thanks everybody for hanging out and messaging, and that's awesome. Thanks.
I love the story about the Ron M&M's though. That was cool.
Right? I didn't know that.
Well,
I think it's a famous story, but
they always only want green M&Ms. I mean, I never really saw anything too crazy on Riders though. I was over in Tennessee. It's all pretty simple stuff.
But isn't it interesting that that's how he judged venues? Yeah, like their intricacy and their attention to detail, because I'm sure in so many situations people that's something little.
So minuscule or whatever. Yeah, so small.
And it's interesting that that's how he judged people. I thought that was cool.
I love that. I love that.
No, but Brian's very talented, and I'm super excited that he was able to join us. And then we didn't have any audio issues this week.
Well, we had a little bit of a lag. I mean, whenever we were talking with him, I think we missed a few things. I'll try to fix that on the other end. But
I blame it on Jackson. He's playing on the internet.
Five Nights at Freddy.
He's probably messing with the internet.
Oh boy, that kid. So, well, man, it's been crazy. We took a Mississippi trip like a week and a half ago. Came back from that.
Yeah, we got a lot coming up, a lot going on for sure.
Crazy. We always like to talk a little bit about what's going on in our lives, but I mean, just kind of, I don't know, include everybody in on the show and everything. Recently, what was it? A couple days? Well, actually, today was first day. I was supervisor at a dispensary for a while, and I stepped down and kind of explore other options. Jillian here enrolled back in school, and she's going back for her master's. So things are happening a little bit, and I knew I was going to be needed more at home, and so I had to do something really tough. It was a hard decision. I saw this quote, and I was kind of put it out there, but it's like, always says, don't get so busy making a living that you forget to make a life and everything. And I'm going to be 40 years old this year. I talk about it all the time, a lot. And I think back on it now and all the things that, I mean, my grandfather was 82, I think my mom said, when he passed. Or whatever. Like, you never know, you never know how much longer you have. And I know she wants to reach her dreams and everything with going to school and big things. And if we ever did decide to move, it'd be nice. Maybe move back to Mississippi one of these days. If you have that master's, it'd be pretty cool to have, So,
I was halfway done with it.
Yeah,
you put in that much Avery. Work. Might as well finish it.
Man, it's been what, Avery's 5 now? You've been out of school 5 years?
Yeah.
Jeez. So, so we had to make a difficult decision to kind of make that move and do what we had to do, and I think it was for the best. I feel good about the decision we had to make.
Well, it'll be nice because you have a little more time to focus on the show too.
Everything.
Focus on family, focus on the show. We've got our new dog. We'll be out and about hopefully this summer.
The dog's bigger and weighs more than Avery, I think, already.
She's bigger than our 5-year-old.
Yes. We have a 4-month-old retriever Labrador mix that is named Marley, and
she's living up to the to her name.
So, but if you guys are still hanging out with us, thank you so much. Like I said, we like to kind of talk a little about this things going on in life. But if you guys are out there, honestly, live live for the moment as you can and everything else. And like I said, don't get so busy caught up on your work or anything else where you forget about what's important to you. Always remember what's important to you and chase that dream and do that thing that you want to do. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks about it. It matters what you think about it. And
it took us a long time to figure that out, didn't it?
Yeah, exactly. You gotta do you, man. And I always tell people, like I tell Jillian sometimes, and you want to help others and do everything else for others, but until you're full, until your glass is 100% to the top, you can't really let it spill over to where you're gonna share that extra with people. So you gotta make sure yourself is taken care of first. And Yeah, it's just something. I mean, I remember telling my GM the day I stepped down, it's like the last 6 weeks I've been took care of you guys while y'all had COVID. I had COVID. I've been doing stuff for everybody else, and it was time for me to do something for myself. So that's what I had to do, and I did it. So we had that jump. I had to do it. So I love it. It's gonna be good times. Let's see what happens from here on out. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight. It has been a blast. I had fun. Episode 118, which is crazy. We've done this many, but never thought I would get this far.
Hey,
I'm not planning on stopping anytime soon, so I want to rock this out for a little bit. But yeah, episode 118 with Brian McConnell. The passion he has for music is what will carry Brian far. I want to wish him nothing but the best, and I can't wait to see what he does in 2022. I definitely make sure I gotta go out and see this guy. I'm sure he's gonna have some badass shows come up. And this trip with James Kelly and Ryan Nelson, man, guys, wait till you hear what comes out of that. I just cannot believe it, man. It'll be fun. Don't forget to catch up on everything you missed from tonight and past episodes over at gainingfastonmemphis.com. And we have a special doubleheader coming up. So Sunday, Monday this week, we have 2 shows. Make sure you guys join us for this one, for these ones, especially Sunday. We are very excited for this next one. So we will see you guys then. Tune in. And it's been a blast, guys.
Have a good